Hi, Journalism 440 students. By now you've seen the film The Giver, so this is just a quick debrief of what to take away from that film.
Our community was built on rules. Differences weren't allowed.
Rejected.
All colors, all emotions, injections, take them away. Let me give you the secret history of the world. I'm the giver.
Show me. There is more.
I saw it.
What has he taught you?
You can change things.
Find him.
Something must be done.
That's a quick reminder about what we saw in the film. And applying it to our readings from the course, what type of socioeconomic context would you say that this film shows? I think that's a pretty simple question to answer if you look at the laws of this society. The first, precision of language. That is counter to the First Amendment and American values of free speech. Language and communication gives control, but if they outlaw what you can and cannot say, the government or those in charge have more control. The second, wear only your assigned clothing. Again, a very controlling rule. It's similar to what I saw in the USSR before that system collapsed. I asked a friend from one of those countries why she always wore high heels. She's a public relations professor. We don't have to wear heels. She said because high heels were illegal in a communistic system, and in her country you could go to jail or even be executed for possessing them. So after the fall of the wall, she wears high heels to remind herself of that freedom. So this is an example of a communistic system that we see in the film, although it is different because it is fictional and scientific in terms of science fiction. There's one-way communication that's predominant. There's absolutely no feedback or two-way symmetrical communication loop in this system. No dialogue is possible. In systems theory terms, the community is an extremely closed system. There's actually a physical boundary that we see later in the movie when we see the boundary of memory. That's a perfect example of a closed system because there is no permeable boundary. Nothing comes and goes across those borders of the system. The structure of this organization is vertical and centralized, and the Council of Elders is a great representation of that. They're the only ones with decision-making power, even over people's lives, families, and careers. Also, the culture is extremely authoritarian, although it is very polite. But questions are not tolerated, nor are they genuinely answered. And then finally, the management style that we see here is one that is a Theory X management style. If you ask questions or do anything that disagrees with those in charge, you are released to elsewhere, which means to be executed. So Jonas, in his response to this system, is looking for decisional freedom because he stopped taking the drugs and he had the gift of this giver, the vision. He decided that it was important for him to rebel and lead others to moral autonomy so that they would also have decisional freedom. He's looking for an open system. He wants communication to be dialogical so that people's ideas can be incorporated into their own lives so that they will also have decisional freedom and moral autonomy. And it shows you what can happen when the organizational structure becomes overburdening, too authoritarian, too reliant on centralization and management style X, Theory X, in which power and control is sought and participation is not sought. People will rebel and they will find a way to try and voice their freedom and their ideas. They want inclusion in the system, and we should consider this whenever we're designing an organization. Its employees always need a feedback loop, symmetrical communication, and they want to have their ideas considered. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.